Ooh, it is SoCal Bob, and it's a warm one today. It's dry and warm here in California, and relationships. Let's talk about relationships. The one relationship that we can definitely depend on is our relationship with God. And it's funny because the relationship with God is not just some spiritual, mythical, magical thing out in space. No, but the relationship with God is realized through loving each other. That's why Jesus said to love God and love your neighbor as yourself. So it's a combination. What is the greatest commandment? The greatest commandment involves two people, three actually. Isn't that funny? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And you, God, and your neighbors. So we cannot love God. If we say that we love God but we hate our neighbor, then we're lying. And that's not my words, that's the Bible's words. So today, if you're ghosting someone, if you're giving them the silent treatment, if you're going to show them who the boss is, if you're running scared because you're worried about something and you figure I'm going to cut people out of my life and that'll make me feel better, it's a mistake. Cutting people out of your life is never a good idea. Now sure, there's a lot of people, and when I went to church years ago, the pastor of the church, he would stand at the front or he would go to the back door. And when he got to the back door, then everyone in the church went by and they said, "Good sermon, Pastor. Lord bless you. Love you. How's your Aunt Mabel? Have you heard anything from Uncle John? What about a missionary in China? How are they doing? How's the building fund going, Pastor?" Everyone would talk to the pastor, and the pastor would stay there another hour or two just to be with people, Today, not so much. Today, it's where's the lights blink, and you look up at the words on the screen, you look down, and poof, like some sort of magic castle disappearing act. The pastor has disappeared. It's like the wicked witch in The Wizard of Oz, just gone. And the whole front row is gone. Everybody's disappeared. And you're like, okay, so I'll talk to old Freddy the Freeloader over there, and I'll say hi to Mrs. Jones, and I guess I'll go home. Part of that is that the pastor does not want to be the icon. The pastor wants to encourage you to talk to other people. And that's valid. At the same time, though, I think that we can, if possible, try to be available at least once or twice a month. If you're a senior pastor, try to just be available at least a little bit, And then if you have a certain time schedule, you can only stay 10 minutes, then just have your crew, your assistant pastor or volunteer, just kind of be there and say, hi there, yeah, Margaret, yeah, you just have 1 minute, just take 1 minute with Pastor, because he's got some other people waiting for him, and we want to be respectful. And if you need more than a minute, then just, email the office, and we'll make an appointment, and you can come in and talk to one of the associate pastors, or the pastoral care pastor, or whatever it might be. But I think that communication can do a lot. I've been talking about the senior pastor of the church, but we're not all senior pastors of the church. And you might say, well, I'm not much of a talkative person. I like to be quiet. I don't like to talk. I don't like to share. I like to just be by myself. I'm kind of rolling my eyes at that because the Bible really doesn't have a lot to say about that. Don't go to church. Don't fellowship. Don't be with other believers. Keep to yourself. Hide yourself away. It's kind of a non-starter. We really need to be available for our brothers and sisters in ways that are possible. Today I got invited to a Bible study, a prayer meeting, and this is the second week they've invited me to the prayer meeting, but it's 8 a.m. on a Saturday, and my Saturdays are my one day I can kind of just chill. Here it is. It's just a little after 12 noon, and I'm just kind of rolling out the door. I'm going to stop by the restaurant, check everything out, and then go from there. So I pray today that whatever you're doing, wherever you are, that you're not hiding yourself. That if there's someone that's wanting to reach you, that you give them a call back. There's somebody that called me. His name's Steve. Hey, Steve. Hey, buddy. So I'm going to call him back. And it's been a long while. I've been just like, I've been so swamped. But I'm going to call my brother Steve back, and I'm going to make myself available. If someone rings my phone, I'm on it. I try to answer as soon as I can. There's one person who's constantly texting and sending, and even with that person, I'll text back thanks. I'll give them a high five. And I'll talk to them when I see them. So there's always a way to work it out. And you need boundaries, and set those boundaries. But otherwise, let's not be alone. Let's not be loners for Christ. Even the Lone Ranger had Tonto, a reference lost on the young people. But look it up. Love you. Bye.